The internet is in absolute chaos after Joe Rogan dropped a stunning revelation on his podcast. A mind-blowing video allegedly connected to Charlie Kirk's team. What started as a routine conversation suddenly shifted when Rogan paused, leaned into the mic, and said he had seen footage that completely changes the way people are looking at this situation. He didn't play the video. He didn't show it, and he didn't name his source, but the hint alone was enough to set social media on fire. Within minutes, clips of Rogan's remarks flooded timelines. Fans demanded answers. Critics accused him of escalating the tension, and insiders close to Charlie Kirk's circle were scrambling to find out who had leaked what. The mystery surrounding the footage became bigger than the video itself. People weren't asking what's in it, they were asking why Rogan brought it up now. Some say he's exposing something major. Others think he's sending a warning. But everyone agrees on one thing. Joe Rogan doesn't tease information unless he believes it's worth paying attention to. The question now is how this video ties back to Charlie Kirk's network, and what it means for the team already under intense public scrutiny. One thing is certain. This isn't just another viral headline. This could be the moment that shifts the entire narrative, and nobody knows which direction the truth is about to go. The moment Joe Rogan mentioned a mind-blowing video linked to Charlie Kirk's team, the entire atmosphere inside his studio shifted. It wasn't planned. It wasn't scripted. It was one of those moments where Rogan's natural curiosity collided with something so unexpected that even his guest froze mid-sentence. Rogan leaned forward, elbows on the table, his voice dropping into that low, deliberate tone he only uses when he wants every listener to lean in with him. And with those few words, he sent the internet into a spiral that still hasn't stopped spinning. He didn't describe the video outright, which only made it more electrifying. Instead, he hinted carefully, deliberately, that someone from inside Charlie Kirk's broader circle had shared footage with him off record. A video that raised questions, that shifted perspective, that didn't match the public narrative. The ambiguity wasn't an accident. Rogan knows the power of curiosity better than anyone. The second he said it, his audience immediately understood. Something huge was brewing beneath the surface. To understand the weight of Rogan's revelation, you have to understand the tension surrounding Charlie Kirk's team over the past year. Since Charlie's death, his organization has been under a microscope. Every decision, every new initiative, every shift in leadership has been analyzed by supporters, critics, and commentators alike. Erica Kirk's rise to prominence, internal realignments, whispers of behind the scenes, disagreements, all of it has painted a picture of an organization being rebuilt in real time under relentless scrutiny. So, when Rogan said he had seen a video connected to the team, it wasn't just an observation. It was a spark dropped into a room already filled with gasoline. The reaction online was instant. Viewers clipped the moment within seconds, posting it with captions like, "What video is Rogan talking about?" And this changes everything. Comment sections exploded with theories. Some people insisted the clip must show internal drama. Others believed it revealed a major shift in strategy or leadership. A few even suggested the footage could contradict public statements the team had made recently. But the truth was, no one actually knew, and that certainty created the perfect storm. Rogan continued his conversation cautiously, choosing his words with the kind of precision that only amplifies intrigue. "I'm not saying it's scandalous," he explained. "I'm not saying it's explosive. I'm saying it's telling. There's a difference." That distinction became its own headline. Analysts replayed the moment over and over, dissecting the inflection in his voice. Was he protecting someone? Was he hinting at something bigger? Or was he simply avoiding legal trouble? Even his guest looked stunned. You could see the gears turning as they tried to decide whether to press him for more details or let the comment breathe. Rogan didn't elaborate, and that silence was louder than anything he could have said. Whenever he reveals something he's not supposed to reveal, he gets that subtle half smile, not mischievous, but knowing. And he had it that day. The audience caught it instantly, and speculation multiplied. By the next morning, news outlets had picked up the story. Opinion writers began framing the moment as Rogan's cryptic warning. Podcasts devoted entire episodes to interpreting the revelation. Even people who had no interest in Charlie Kirk or his organization were suddenly invested. A mystery video, a trusted public figure. A high-profile team already surrounded by tension, it was the perfect recipe for viral chaos. Meanwhile, supporters of the organization tried to downplay the moment. "People are blowing this out of proportion," one defender wrote. "Rogan probably saw a training clip or an internal meeting. It's nothing." But that explanation didn't satisfy anyone. If it was nothing, Rogan wouldn't have brought it up. His viewers know that. He doesn't use phrases like mind-blowing unless he believes the information is significant in some way. Some insiders suggested the video might show internal disagreements, heated strategy meetings, leadership debates, or private discussions that contradicted public messaging. Others claimed it showed something entirely different: the emotional toll on the team, the strain behind the polished exterior. But with no confirmation, the theories kept growing, each one more dramatic than the last. What truly escalated the situation was the timing. Erica Kirk had just made several public appearances centered on stability, unity, and renewal. She spoke confidently about moving forward with purpose, honoring Charlie's legacy, and guiding the organization with wisdom and faith. Her words projected strength, so Rogan's hint of something unspoken, lurking behind the scenes, added friction that fans weren't ready to ignore. People began revisiting her interviews, analyzing her body language, her tone, the moments when she paused before answering. Some saw vulnerability. Others saw control. Some saw grief. Others saw strategy. The public had turned into detectives, looking for clues in every frame, as if Erica were hiding a puzzle piece only Rogan had seen. Behind closed doors, those familiar with the organization weren't surprised by the frenzy. "Anything connected to Charlie's legacy gets magnified," one insider said. "People want it to be bigger than it is." Another added, "Rogan isn't reckless. If he said it, there's something there, but it might not be what people think." The ambiguity created a strange tension. No one knew whether to treat Rogan's comment as a warning, a hint, an observation, or a misinterpretation. And because he chose not to clarify, the conversation only intensified. Still, the real shift happened when Rogan added one more line, the one that no outlet ignored. "What that video shows, it explains a lot." That sentence became the center of every debate. Explains what? The silence, the shifts in leadership, the emotional distance people sensed from Erica, the changes in tone across the organization's messaging, or something else entirely. As part one closes, the world is still trying to answer the question Rogan raised without ever finishing it. A video exists. Rogan has seen it. And whatever it revealed was enough for him to say it changed the way people are looking at the situation. Now, the only question left is, what exactly does the video show, and why did Rogan choose this moment to speak up? By the time the clip from Rogan's episode had reached every corner of social media, the mind-blowing video he hinted at wasn't just a detail anymore. It had become a symbol of secrecy, a symbol of tension, a symbol of something shifting behind the scenes of Charlie Kirk's team that the public had never been allowed to witness. And because Rogan didn't describe what he saw, the mystery itself became the story. Commentators spent the next 48 hours trying to piece together the puzzle. "Rogan doesn't lie," one analyst said. "He exaggerates sometimes, sure, but he doesn't call something mind-blowing if it's ordinary." Others argued that the phrase meant something emotional rather than scandalous. But the more people speculated, the more the mystery grew. Every theory added oxygen to the fire. Meanwhile, Rogan's own audience, one of the most obsessive, detail-oriented fan bases in modern media, began digging. They searched for context. They reviewed his old interviews with Charlie Kirk. They rewatched Erica's speeches. They tried to line up timelines looking for anything that might connect to the video. Some fans even combed through public footage of the organization's events, comparing tone shifts and expressions as if decoding a thriller. The frenzy wasn't entirely surprising. Rogan's influence doesn't come from sensationalism. It comes from credibility. Even when he's wrong, he's honest. Even when he speculates, he's transparent about it. His audience trusts his instincts. And when he says something explains a lot, they take that seriously. At the same time, inside the conservative media ecosystem, Rogan's comments caused a different kind of ripple. People close to Charlie's old circle suddenly found themselves fielding phone calls they weren't expecting. What video? Colleagues asked. Who showed Rogan something? Others wondered whether Rogan had misinterpreted something minor as something major. No one seemed to know, and that uncertainty sent quiet shockwaves through back channels. What elevated the situation even further was Rogan's additional remark, "It's not scandal, it's clarity." That line shifted the entire meaning of the mystery. If the video wasn't scandalous, then what made it mind-blowing? What made it clarifying? People began theorizing that the footage revealed a different side of the organization, something emotional, something human, something that contradicted the polished narrative the team always presented. Many speculated that the video captured intense internal discussions, the kind of strategic disagreements that happen behind closed doors but never leave the room. Others believed it showed vulnerability, team members grieving, arguing, or trying to navigate the pressure after Charlie's passing. If that was the case, the video wasn't damaging, it was raw. And rawness, in an industry built on polish, could feel revolutionary. As the conversation deepened, Erica Kirk's name inevitably resurfaced. Her poise had become a point of fascination. Her silence had become a subject of analysis. And now, with Rogan's comments circulating, people weren't just speculating about her leadership, they were speculating about her humanity. Supporters argued that the video probably showed her strength under unimaginable pressure. Critics insisted it showed cracks in the facade she had spent years maintaining. Neither side had proof. Both sides had passion. What made matters worse, or more interesting, was that Erica still refused to respond. Her silence wasn't passive. It was intentional. She posted motivational messages, continued leading her initiatives, and appeared in public with her usual calm determination. But even her quietness fueled more questions. People began zooming in on her expressions during interviews, interpreting pauses as hidden emotions, and reading deeply into statements that were once considered routine. Behind the scenes, however, those close to her insisted that Rogan's comments hadn't shaken her. "She's not worried about a video," one confidant said. "She's focused on her work. The noise doesn't distract her." But even if that was true, the noise around her was growing louder. Meanwhile, Rogan's name kept trending alongside hers. Commentators on both sides debated whether he had gone too far. He should have said nothing unless he wanted a war, some argued. Others insisted Rogan was doing exactly what he always does, illuminating the hidden layers behind public stories. The situation escalated again when a well-known media strategist weighed in during a panel discussion. "If Rogan has a video that reframes the public's understanding of this team," she said, "then we need to ask ourselves whether this is about leadership or image. Sometimes transparency isn't about revealing secrets, it's about reshaping perception." Her words sparked a new wave of speculation. Now, analysts weren't just debating the content of the video, they were debating its implications. Did it reveal a truth the public had missed? Did it show emotional dynamics within the team? Did it portray Erica in a way that explained her composure, her tone, or her silence? As debate intensified, fans began drawing comparisons between Erica and other high-profile figures who had maintained their dignity despite relentless scrutiny. "She's strong," one viewer tweeted. "If this video really explains her behavior, then maybe what she's carrying is heavier than any of us realized." Others pushed back. Strength is one thing, but silence can also be strategy. What's she avoiding? Neither side had answers. But the absence of answers only fueled the demand for them. A turning point came when Rogan addressed the issue a second time, subtly but unmistakably. "It's not on me to reveal something that isn't mine to reveal," he said. "All I'm saying is, people judge too quickly. They think they know the whole story because they read a headline. But this made me look at things differently." Those 8 words made me look at things differently, lit up the conversation again. They hinted at perspective, empathy, insight. They suggested that the video had shown him something deeply human, something that shifted his perception of Erica, Charlie, or the team itself. And for many viewers, that changed everything. Instead of assuming the footage was dramatic, people began assuming it was emotional. That theory took off fast. Podcasts, YouTube commentators, and TikTok creators began speculating that the video revealed Erica's grief in a way the world had never seen. Maybe she had broken down. Maybe she had fought passionately for Charlie's legacy. Maybe she had defended her team in ways the public never knew. Whatever the video showed, people now believed it revealed truth raw, unfiltered, unedited truth. As part 2 closes. One thing is undeniable. Rogan didn't expose the video. He exposed a question. A question the world can't stop asking. If this footage truly explains everything, then what hidden reality has the public been missing all along? As the days passed, the mystery surrounding Rogan's mind-blowing video didn't fade. It deepened. What began as a cryptic moment on a podcast had grown into a national obsession. Commentators kept trying to decode Rogan's tone. Fans kept building theories. And Kirk's name kept rising in the algorithm like a tide that refused to recede. And through it all, the one thing missing was the video itself. That absence became its own force. The longer no footage surfaced, the more people believed it had to be real. If it were fake, someone would have debunked it by now. One viewer tweeted. Others argued that the silence around it proved the video involved something sensitive, something emotional, vulnerable, or private. Rogan never said it would go public, never hinted at releasing it. But that didn't stop the world from waiting like an audience before the reveal of a magic trick. Inside the media world, producers scrambled to confirm even the vaguest details. A few insiders claimed the video showed internal meetings after Charlie Kirk's death, moments where team members were grieving, arguing, or trying to rebuild under immense pressure. Others whispered that the footage captured Erica speaking passionately behind closed doors, defending Charlie's legacy while balancing the weight of expectations. No outsider could fully understand, but those were just whispers. No one actually knew. And that was the power of Rogan's revelation. It didn't expose the truth. It exposed the hunger for it by this point. Kirk's silence had become one of the most discussed elements of the entire saga. She didn't post responses. She didn't release statements. She simply continued with her work, appearing at leadership conferences and community events as if the world wasn't tearing apart her story thread by thread. Videos of her stepping onto stages, shaking hands, and giving speeches now got more engagement than anything she'd posted all year. But people didn't just watch her. They examined her. Every tilt of her head became a clue. Every pause before answering a question became a theory. Every calm smile became evidence that she knew more than she was saying. Even her silence was analyzed as if it were a puzzle piece. Yet those closest to her painted a different picture. "She's not hiding something," one associate said privately. "She's just learned the cost of feeding the noise. The more you say, the more they twist it. So she says nothing." Still, the noise didn't stop. It only shifted. Instead of asking what Erica was concealing, people began asking what she was carrying. Theories moved from suspicion to empathy. Maybe the video showed her grief. Maybe it showed her strength in a raw moment. Maybe it revealed the emotional weight she'd been protecting from public consumption. Rogan's comments had subtly changed direction, from hinting at mystery to hinting at humanity. That shift became clear when Rogan revisited the topic one final time. It wasn't in a dedicated segment. It came up naturally during a conversation about how social media distorts narratives. "People keep asking me about that video," he said, shaking his head. "But here's the truth. It wasn't scandalous. It was human. It made me rethink the pressure people like Erica deal with." That's all. The studio fell quiet for a moment. Even the guests seemed taken aback by Rogan's honesty. It wasn't the explanation anyone expected. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't accusatory. It was compassionate. And in that moment, it became clear why Rogan had called the footage mind-blowing. It wasn't because it exposed wrongdoing. It was because it exposed reality. The kind of reality most public figures are never allowed to show. Rogan didn't describe the scenes, didn't say who sent it or why, but the way he spoke. The softness in his tone, the slight shake of his head suggested the footage captured something raw, emotional, and deeply personal. Something that reframed how he viewed the pressure on Charlie Kirk's team. And especially on Erica, his clarification was enough to transform the public conversation once again. Suddenly, headlines softened. Commentators shifted from speculation to reflection. One wrote, "Maybe this isn't about secrets. Maybe it's about the humanity we forget exists behind public figures." Another posted, "It sounds like that video showed grief, leadership, and stress, not scandal." Erica's supporters felt vindicated. Her critics felt challenged. Then the neutral observers, the ones who had followed the story purely out of curiosity, found themselves rethinking the entire narrative soon. The mystery wasn't about what the video showed. The mystery became why nobody had considered Erica's emotional reality until Rogan forced them to. For the first time, it felt like the world paused to see her not as a symbol, but as a person. A leader navigating the aftermath of tragedy. A woman inheriting an empire built by someone she loved. A figure trying to honor a legacy while building her own. And in that pause, Erica finally regained control. She didn't need to answer questions. She didn't need to reveal anything. Rogan had unintentionally done that for her by pointing the world back toward her. Humanity instead of the rumors surrounding her. At her next public appearance, Erica gave a speech about endurance. She told the crowd, "Strength doesn't always look polished. Sometimes strength looks like staying upright when the world keeps shaking the ground beneath you." The audience erupted. Clips of the moment spread quickly, and the world recognized it for what it was. A subtle, powerful answer to everything she hadn't said. By the end of the week, Rogan's mind-blowing video had become less a scandal and more a lesson. A reminder that public pressure rarely aligns with private reality. And as the noise finally began to quiet, one truth remained undeniable. Rogan may have revealed the existence of the video, but Erica revealed the meaning of it without ever showing a single frame. Joe Rogan's shocking revelation about the mind-blowing video linked to Charlie Kirk's team didn't expose a scandal, it exposed something much more powerful: the humanity behind the headlines. In a digital world where theories spread faster than truth and speculation becomes entertainment, Rogan reminded millions that there's always more beneath the surface than what the public thinks it sees. And Erica Kirk, without saying a single word, reminded everyone what strength really looks like when you're living under that kind of pressure. She didn't argue, she didn't rebut, she didn't feed the noise. Instead, she chose the one strategy most public figures are too afraid to use: silence, not weakness, not retreat. Silence rooted in confidence, dignity, and emotional awareness. Rogan may have revealed the existence of the video, but Erica revealed the meaning of it simply by staying standing while the world dissected her. Life frame by frame. So what do we learn from this moment? That not every unanswered question is a secret. That not every mystery is a scandal. And that sometimes the real story isn't in the footage, but in the way someone survives the storm surrounding it. If this saga taught us anything, it's that power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it endures. And sometimes it lets the world talk while truth unfolds at its own pace. If this story made you rethink how quickly we judge public figures, share it. Let others see how easily narratives twist and how real strength remains unshaken.